We have about 5 minutes left before the next episode, for the new episode, I should say. Excited, I got a little spoiled on Tumblr, because I couldn't stay off today, but, not much. I'm so excited, so we'll see what happens. Intense. It is intense. Okay, so from the stuff I got from Tumblr, I was prepped to not like McGinnis.
The woman in red.
Well, that too. There was very little about like she was worse than Emma, which I would have to agree. But I really like Commander McGinnis, and as much as I want Sharon to be a commander, like, oh, I want it to happen. I want it to be a thing that happens very soon. I really, really like the way they're playing it, and the way Sharon and Commander McGinnis know each other somehow. Or they know each other, like, it's obvious that I bet they work together on that committee or group thing, I can't remember the name of it, that Sharon talked about in the closer, where she was like, yeah, I put with words, I don't have them because I'm so excited about this episode, it's really, really good. But no, that committee that Sharon was the head of, when she told Brenda that she had put her name in for being chief. That one. I can't think of the name of it. Anyways, it's gonna really bug me. But I think that's how they know each other, and they're women doing their jobs in concert with each other on a TV show. I am all fracking for it. I love it so much, because they really work together, and I do not mind her at all. I'm excited. So excited. I'm wondering why, like, I mean, some of the spoilers I got focused on Taylor, definitely, but because my mom hasn't been spoiled, I'm not gonna say words about that. I'm gonna be very vague right now. So as much as Sharon is willing to work with Commander McGinnis, she is not willing to work with Taylor. So I am looking forward to seeing why she's not willing to work with Taylor. Not that he hasn't shown that he's a complete D-bag on multiple occasions. It seems like his default is to be a big freaking jerk who doesn't. But then he does things that you're like, wow, that wasn't you weren't as big of a jerk as you could have been. He needs one of those ribbons, those Tumblr ribbons that go on your post. So yeah, he can be not as big of a jerk when he wants to be. But apparently now was not one of those times, because Sharon looked pissed at him, and I'm wondering why. So if those two guys at the beginning are gonna be in this new possible SOB spinoff, which, based on I've never seen The Walking Dead or anything else that this woman has been in. I don't remember her name right now off the top of my head, but I like her so far, and with her in it, and the two, I like the two guys, and then Malcolm Jamal Warner, I would watch the show. I would watch the show. And Fritz. I mean, I really like John Tenney. I think John Tenney, maybe people are saying, you know, he can't really lead a show on his own, but I didn't watch Franklin and Bash. My parents watched Franklin and Bash. They loved Franklin and Bash. That's not the show. That is not the show. They watched King and Maxwell. That was the show. I liked that, what I watched.
Hey,
Yeah, you loved
thank
it?
God you're here. I need you.
Buzz is in heaven. He is in tech heaven. When I said it, but Taylor always seems to be the. He never gets it. Like, he always has to have everything explained to him. Like, I know as the audience, we have to have a character to get stuff explained to. You know, like, or ways to get stuff explained to us that we aren't going to understand because we're not a part of the LAPD, or we're not a part of this or a part of that. But it makes Taylor look like an idiot. Like, I forget the trope, but it's the one where you get promoted upward, and then you just kind of suck at the job, and you just stay there because you suck at the job. Yeah. Okay, so the whole promotions thing. I've looked at the chart for the LAPD and its rank and hierarchies and stuff a couple of times because of fic and writing and stuff. And the way I understand it is you have, like, individual, like, it's all broken up individually, like, and you have, like a X amount of, like, deputy chiefs and an X amount of commanders and then, like, an X amount of stuff like this. So when they're talking about promoting her, it's like a completely different, because they're all, like, contained groups. So, like, it wouldn't be like, you know, she's getting promoted over Sharon in a way because they're in two completely separate categories. At least that's how I'm understanding it. It doesn't mean that I don't want Sharon promoted to commander, because that needs to happen, but maybe I can pull it up and look at it. Ha! Ha ha! Ha ha ha! Found it. See? Okay, so there's different bureaus. I'm looking at it right now. And you have, like, that bureau, and then you have the deputy chief, and then you have the commander, and then you have a bunch of broken up divisions in that. Now, yeah, so while it looks like she would have a higher rank, it would be in a different division, but she would still be a higher rank over Sharon. But the only reason Sharon wouldn't be moving upward in that is because she doesn't, it's not set up like that. I don't know, but she should be getting the commander. She should be being promoted. She should be promoted because that's what they promised her back in season 7 of The Closer when they didn't want her to leave. I mean, that was a promise made to her after the firing. The promotions freeze was lifted. She would become a commander. That hasn't happened yet. So, yeah. And because everybody was like, I remember, you know, some of the people were talking, she's so young, how could she be so young and be promoted over Sharon and all this kind of stuff? Well, that's how I'm going to understand it. And I'm not going to resent the fact that and I think it's back on. I will never get over that. I that scene with the cat was priceless. Julio's a genius. I love him so much. Taylor consistently is annoying. Just consistently. No, I'm really liking the idea of a spinoff. I know a lot of people aren't excited about it, but I think it could be good. I think it could be really good. Especially if they do it in a block, like you have Major Crimes, and then you have whatever the next show is, if that does well. And then or Major Crimes and then the SOB and then the show, and like do a crime block Monday nights. It's Monday nights, you have crime.
Shouldn't the captain be the head of SOB?
No, it's a completely different division within the LAPD. No, I think it could do good. Especially because I like the woman that plays McGinnis. I wasn't excited about her coming onto the show. I wasn't, anything like that because, like I said before, I've never really watched her stuff. But I like it. This could end up being like Stargate, because that's the biggest thing that I've been comparing it to in my mind, where they had like on Sci-Fi before it was Sci-Fi. Anyways, but they had Sci-Fi Fridays, and you had, well, depending on when it was, but like they used to have like Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, and like Battlestar Galactica, or Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, and then Eureka, but I think Eureka moved to like Tuesdays after that or something. I don't remember. I remember, I don't know. It was a long time ago. But they did stuff like that, and you pulled in a lot of viewers, and you had, sometimes you would have characters crossing over and stuff like that. It could be really, really good, and it could do really, really good things for both shows. But if Duff isn't heading it or anything, then, I don't know how well it would turn out. But I'm cautiously optimistic. And I'd like to see Fritz grow as a character outside of a relationship with Brenda Lee Johnson, which is a thing that they would kind of have to dance around, because if you don't have Brenda Lee Johnson, how do you have Fritz Howard? Because they've always sort of been packaged together. And I don't want them to break up. I like them as a couple. So, I don't know. We might not get a lot of Fritz's personal life, but we kind of got a lot of Fritz's personal life. So maybe more of just Fritz in the office? Or maybe the show will like completely center around McGinnis, which, I don't know, might be a good, who knows? I'm just talking. That was like watching a dance. It was fantastic. I mean, and I really, really liked it. Now, the whole episode kind of reads like a pilot, because you're introducing characters, and you're establishing these characters can do their jobs and all this kind of stuff, and, all that stuff about Fritz knowing what he's doing and what kind of character he has and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, it reads a little bit like a pilot, but it's good. It's really good. I really, really like it. Like, I really like it. I like it a lot. If SOB is gonna be like that, I will be watching SOB. And even, like, I don't even mind, like, because I've been thinking about this a lot. They usually run A plot and B plot for the show. And this week, there is no real B plot at all. Like, it's just the case. And I really, really like it. Because usually I'm like, okay, where's the Shandy stuff? Where's the mothership stuff? Where's the all that kind of stuff? I'm like, I want to see where we're going with this case. Like, I'm totally invested in this case and what's going on with these characters who are investigating this, like Commander McGinnis, or, you know, what's going on with Lieutenant Cooper and Sanchez. Oh my God, Sanchez again? Really? Again? He has to be the one that shot again? I mean, we're kind of missing. I know a lot of us were which is it sounds really weird. We were kind of hoping that Andy got shot because we would have some Shandy moments, which is really sad. Really sad. I like Cooper. I like Cooper a lot, and I like him with Sykes.
Christ.
No, they won't. It'll be two separate, distinct shows. We know who's gonna. I have a feeling I know who's gonna be in the show. It's gonna be Malcolm Jamal Warner. It's gonna be John Tenney. It's gonna be that woman. I will look up her name eventually, and then those two guys. Those are gonna be the driving thrust, and it will get what, because at the I forget what it's called, but the TNT and the TBS like previews, the guy was like, we want to go with young and boom and, you know, younger faces and this target audience, and they'll get that. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of explosions and ops like that. Because the difference between Major Crimes and SOB is that Major Crimes does all the murder and the stuff like this. SOB is like, you know, let's have SWAT and let's coordinate this, and we have to coordinate this, and we have to coordinate this, and, you know, hostage.
What does that stand for?
Hostage Situation Special Operations Bureau. And it actually exists on that little chart that I was looking at earlier. It exists. It's a thing. There's a lot. I'm excited. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm excited. I know that's not a very popular opinion currently, but next week's episode looks really, really good. Okay, last 5 minutes, let me catalog what I love. McGinnis sassing Taylor. I'm gonna try very, very hard not to ship McGinnis and Fritz. I'm gonna try very, very hard not to ship McGinnis and Fritz, because I'm gonna try very, very hard not to. What else? Oh! The smile that Tony promised, that happened with a fairly suggestive goodnight. The Provenza and Sharon scene was adorable, and I love him because he's avuncular and adorable, and they're gonna get an adoption, and can we meet Sanchez's mummy, please? Can we just meet her, please? 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 Yeah, so I'm gonna go take Major Crimes off of my Tumblr blacklist so I can fangirl properly, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!